traffic in Canada's waterways has been picking up as the economy recovers, and commodity demand has been a big driver. However, representatives of the shipping industry say the Canadian federal government needs to ease up on restrictions to allow a full rebound. We're joined now by Bruce Burrows, CEO of the Chamber of Marine Commerce. Bruce, thanks very much indeed for joining us.
Thank you, Andrew, for having me today to bring a shipping and seaway perspective to the good story around the commodity markets.
So as a resident of the Great Lakes, I'm really excited to have you on. Now, just tell us a little bit about your organization, because you don't just represent the industry in the legendary St Lawrence Seaway. We're also talking about Arctic waters, for example.
Well, we are, and I speak for both ship owners, shippers, ports, suppliers to the marine industry, and of course the Seaway itself is a major infrastructure developer and operator. And we're binational, so we have a number of U.S. ports and key U.S. shippers in the fold as well. And as you're suggesting, it's not just the Seaway per se. It's a great proxy for the entire Great Lakes St. Lawrence system. In fact, we cover right up to the Arctic, and we're about to go into the Arctic season in 2 or 3 weeks. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, actually, I want to catch up with you on that one. So just tell us what happened during the early days of the pandemic, 2020, early 2020. Was there a big drop-off in commodity shipping through your members?
There was, actually. It was a pretty shaky beginning to COVID, quite frankly. And but by Q3 and Q4, certainly, we saw tremendous resiliency in the entire Great Lakes St. Lawrence system. And that's continuing into 2021. Certainly, grain markets saved our bacon last year. Grain last year was up 27%, but we saw a lot of softness in some of those traditional Great Lakes movements, iron ore, construction materials, a number of them liquid bulk, of course. We move a lot of refined oil products such as gasoline and jet fuel. Understandably, people weren't traveling, so demand is way down, and that hurt us. But all these markets are coming back.
Let's have a look. I think we have a map of the Seaway. What are the big commodities that go up and down the St. Lawrence Seaway?
Well, by far, iron ore is our largest. We would move, Andrew, probably 80 million tons a year of iron ore. Petrochemical, at least products, petroleum products, as I just mentioned. Lots of construction materials, stone, aggregate. And with the boom in the GTA and some other areas, that's been very robust for us. A lot of grain, as I mentioned, very big. And a little bit of containers. We're moving, of course, the Port of Montreal is a big container port. And we're actually starting to see some short sea container feeder movements starting up. And this is an attempt to try and address the trucking congestion and highway congestion and greenhouse gas emissions, because, you know, we really are the green mode. The beauty of marine is that not only are we the safest mode, but we're certainly the most energy efficient and consume by far the least amount of fuel. So in the era of climate change, you know, this says something.
Although some of these big ships have for decades burned some very dirty fuel, I know there are moves afoot to clean it up, to cut the sulfur pollution, for example, but they still burn some pretty low-grade stuff, don't they?
Well, and new rules have come in last year, so we can only burn low sulfur fuel, so that's changed. And for those that may want to use some of the other fuels, they're putting scrubbers on, and so it's a pretty clean environment around a ship now. It's amazing how much has changed over the last 5 years.
That's interesting. Now, I'm always curious about the St. Lawrence Seaway. It was a mega project. Governments, I suppose, had more vision back then. Could we ever build something like that today in today's political environment?
Well, that's a great question. Probably not, Andrew, given any infrastructure development is tough in this country. There are a lot of hoops and administrative wrinkles to overcome. You know, it's amazing just looking back to how quickly the Seaway was built. It was finished in 1959. And it happened, you know, pretty much on time and on budget. And I think people have been pretty happy with the result. There's no question that that 3,700-kilometer inland route is the envy of the world. There are very few places. In fact, there are no places around the world which have that type of an interior system that can be accessed both by domestic and international ships. And so it's been a tremendous asset for not just Canada, but all of North America. And we think there's a lot of potential. We're probably at 50% capacity, so there's a lot of potential to grow it still.
So that's amazing. So it's 2,000 nautical miles, or almost 9 sailing days from the Atlantic to Duluth, Minnesota, and that's kind of as far as you can go. It's quite the system, isn't it?
Right, and a typical ship going across the lakes and up the river would cross the border 24 times, and so it's a very international, binational route. And it makes it more complicated from a regulatory perspective. Transportation is, by definition, highly regulated, and the marine sector is no exception to that rule. And so we are calling on governments on both sides to ensure that we have a really good, sound regulatory regime to facilitate growth of this important trade corridor, as you're suggesting.
And just to remind us, you would like to see further, restrictions to stem the spread of COVID are hampering the industry. You think it's time for officials and politicians to lighten up a bit on some of these?
Well, I think so. We're part of a group here in Ottawa. We just wrote the Prime Minister last week and said, look, we need some predictability going forward. What is the game plan? What are the rules and benchmarks going to be before we fully open the system? And this is important both from a traveling public perspective. We move a lot of crews from all across the country. It's amazing where people live who want to work on a ship, anywhere from Vancouver to Newfoundland. We have to fly them in to central Canada to then start working on ships. And so we need borders open. We have a lot of specialty global technical inspectors and equipment repair people who fly around the globe, and we need them to come into the country and do the work that's required. So we do need open borders from a micro business management perspective and also from a broader perspective as well.